Okay, so in this lecture, we'll be dealing with the basics and the prerequisites that you generally need for this power system analysis course. Okay, so moving on, so this is about your 5 units. Unit 1 is about your introduction part. So unit 2 is about your power flow analysis. Unit 3 about your balanced fault. Unit 3 about your unbalanced fault, and unit 5 is about your stability analysis. So in this unit 1, we'll be seeing about the need or the system planning, why it is need to plan a system, and the studies, operational studies we will be seeing. After that, we'll be dealing with the basic components of a power system. So introduction to restructuring, single line diagram. So per phase and per unit, this is an important topic that you have to see through. Okay. So after this, generator, transformer, transmission line, and different load representation of your power system. So this is nothing but your power system components. Okay. So after this, about the primitive network. Okay, that is your equivalent circuit. So after this, about the construction of your Y bus and your Z bus EDC. So this is the 9 topics that we will be covering in your introduction part or the first unit. So okay. So first we will be seeing about the basics. So I'll be saying about the power system. So can anyone tell me what is a power system, or what the power system comprises of? Our power system comprises of. I have already given an overview. I hope you might give me the components related to this power system.
So generation, transmission, and distribution, sir.
Sure, sure. Fine, fine. It's very good, very good. So the first part is about your generation, followed by your transmission, and then about your distribution. So as I said, this generation part will be entirely covered in your power plant. Okay. So from this generated domain, the power will be carried out to the consumers. Okay, it will be carried out to your consumers. Okay, through this transmission network. Okay, so generally, this can take it as a power plant, and this you can take it as a bus. So what is a bus? I will be explaining in the upcoming period. So it's a bus, and over here you can take it as a load. So from over here to here. Okay, so this is your generation, and this is being your distribution part, and finally this entire part will be your transmission part. So a small question. Okay, so can anybody tell me the answer for this question? That is the power which is coming over to the load side, or which is coming to your home or your house, is generally it might be 230 volt, right? 230 volt. So it may be either a three-phase supply, or it may be a single-phase supply. So can you say at what frequency this voltage is carried to the load.
50, sir.
Sure, it is 50 hertz. So this 50 hertz is called as your power frequency. So in many of the interviews, core interviews, they will be asking about power frequency. So what is power frequency? They'll be asking. So power frequency is nothing but the power that is generally carried out within these limit. That is, for example, can take this 230 volt or a single phase supply can take. It is a time period and this is the voltage. Okay. So 230 volt is the amplitude or the magnitude. Okay, magnitude of the voltage, supply voltage. Here it will be 230 volt positive. Here it will be minus 230 volt negative. Okay. So generally what happens is that, so if this 230 volt has to be carried out in a 50 hertz means, okay, if this 230 volt has to be carried out in a 50 hertz means, then this 230 volt sinusoidal AC voltage has to reach positive maximum and negative maximum within a period of, can anybody say it? Say the value?
1 by
0.02
50, sir.
seconds. 0.02 seconds, sir.
0.02. So how you are getting that? So
1 by
0.02
50,
seconds.
sir.
1 by 50. So you will be getting out this answers.
0.02 seconds.
Okay. So this time period will be contributing for a single cycle. Okay, so this will be contributing for a single cycle, and you'll be getting around 0.02 seconds. And for now, if you're representing this thing in the diagram means, so you'll be getting around like this, the sinusoidal form. Okay. So the time period for one cycle will be 50 hertz and the time period will be 0.02 seconds. This is for an entire cycle. So for a half period, you'll be getting 0.01 seconds. So this is how the power is reaching your household from your transmission part. Sorry, even from the generation part. So at the generation side itself, they will be fixing this frequency at 50 hertz. Okay. So even if there is any kind of a variation in this 50 hertz, so they will be checking and they will be adjusting the frequency at the generation side itself. Okay, so at the generation side itself, the frequency will be 50 hertz, and it is the duty of the power system engineer to ensure this 50 hertz is carried out from the transmission, from the generation part across the transmission and distribution part. Okay, so the main thing is that it's a very difficult task to maintain this 50 hertz. Okay, there will be some kind of variation. Okay, around some 49.89 hertz to 51.52 hertz. I hope this is a limit. So there's a specific kind of limit prescribed for the electrical board. Okay, so why they are giving these kind of limits in the sense? So there will be different types of loads, right? So industrial load followed by the domestic load. Okay. So maintaining the 50 hertz frequency is very easy in this domestic load. Okay, when compared to this industrial load, it is a very high tedious challenge in maintaining the 50 hertz in your industrial load. So for that purpose only, they will be making use of the capacitive banks The capacitor banks will also be used for maintaining the power factor. Okay, will be also used for maintaining the power factor. Apart from that, they also indirectly have an effect over the frequency. Okay, so we'll be moving on. I hope you're clear with a mild basics that I have gone through. Is it clear for you?
Sir, that frequency part alone, sir, what happens if it decreases or increases slightly?
Over here, this thing you're asking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the frequency is maintained constant. 50 hertz it will be there. So that is, for example, over here it reaches the maximum, positive maximum. Okay, and over here it reaches the negative maximum. There won't be any kind of change. There won't be any kind of change uh, in this positive maximum and this negative maximum within this time duration. Okay, so the quality of power depends upon this sinusoidal waveform. Okay, I hope you understood. Is it clear for you? So we have to ensure that it doesn't reduce in the magnitude or it doesn't increase in the magnitude. If you are fixing this as a 230 volt, in the sense it has to be 230 volt. Okay, so it shouldn't get across this 230 volt, or it shouldn't decrease across this 230 volt. But in practical conditions, it is a very difficult task. It generally changes. Okay, is it clear for you? So can I move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so still if you're having a question, the later part you might contact me. Okay. Okay, so coming to the power and the different types of loads. Okay, so these are the prerequisites I'm covering. So generally, the average power or the power dissipated in AC circuit. So what are the different types of power? Generally transmitted in an AC circuit. That is, you're transmitting from your generation part to your distribution part, right? So at that time, you have to see through the power. You have to see through your power also. So what are the different types of power? You might already know about active power. So this is the active power that generally we power system engineers and all the electrical engineers will be concentrating upon. But the power system engineers will also have a eye over this reactive power. You already know about reactive power, I hope. I'll be just moving upon. So this reactive power uh, is a support factor for this active power. Okay, whenever there's a active power flow, there will be a reactive power flow. Okay, it is more or less similar to your Newton's law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, but over here there won't be any kind of the reaction. The reaction will not be of equal in magnitude, but there will be a reaction. Okay, the reaction will be there in such a way that the equilibrium is maintained. Okay, whenever the equilibrium or the balance state is maintained, then the power quality will be very good. The power flow will be very good in condition. Okay, so another part of the power is your apparent power. Okay, so the apparent power, if you are not taking any magnitude, means then it is a complex power. So complex means it will be having a real and an imaginary part. Okay, if you're considering only the real part, then it is a apparent power. Next, coming to the loads and current. Okay, so I'll be telling about the loads. Okay, so generally loads are of three types, starting with your resistive, followed by the inductive, then your capacitor. So can anybody say in your resistive load how your voltage and current will be? You might have studied, right? You might have studied in your circuit theory.
Proportional, sir.
In phase, sir.
Okay, yeah, that's what I have expected. It will be in phase with each other. Okay, more or less it will be proportional only. So over here, your voltage and current will be in phase. So you have to know about this thing, in phase. What is meant by in phase? Okay. So generally, if you are coming to the again the voltage part and the time period. So over here, generally classify a quantity in an electrical domain into two things. One is your magnitude, okay, magnitude followed by your phase. So these are the two things. That is, each and every electrical parameter in your power system will be having these two parameters. Okay, it will be having a voltage and it will be having a phase. So phase is nothing but here you can take the voltage and yeah, I'll be drawing over here. So here you can see I'll be drawing the voltage. So this will be of 50 hertz or 0.02 seconds. Okay. So this is of your voltage. So now can take your current. Okay. So in case of a resistive load, your current and your voltage will be in phase. So in such case, your current will be in this fashion. Okay, it will be in align with your voltage. It will be in align with your voltage. Okay, there won't be any kind of phase shift. Okay, if at the 90-degree point, if at the 90-degree point, if voltage is maximum means at the same time your current will also be maximum. That is positive maximum. Okay, the same goes to your negative cycle also. Okay, so this is what with respect to your resistive load. If you're having only the resistive load means, so this is possible. So coming to the inductive part, so now can anybody say about the relationship between voltage and current?
Current lags voltage by 90 degrees, sir.
Yeah, sure, correct. So your current will be lagging. That is I lags V by 90 degree. Okay. So the magnitude might be different. Okay, the magnitude might be different. Okay, so here you can see this is your voltage and this is your time period. So at this point of duration, so this is your V, and over here the current will be lagging, right? So the 90 degree will be shifted backwards. Okay, it will be shifted backwards and it goes like this. So this is how the phase shift will be for an inductive load. Okay, and now can anybody tell me for about the capacitive load? Your current, what happens to your current? Okay, the current will be leading. Okay, it will
Leads,
be
sir.
yeah, it will be leads the voltage by 90 degree. So what happens? So you have to shift your current in prior. Okay, in prior, that is for this duration will be having a maximum 90 degree. Okay, so then it goes like this. Okay, so here we'll be getting the maximum point. So this is how it works for different kinds of load. Okay, so if you're knowing about this factor, will be easy for you. Okay, we'll mainly with respect to your phasor diagrams, you might have already studied about your phasor diagrams in your electrical machine. So when dealing with the phasor diagrams, so this will be one of the important concept for you to understand. So this you might have already know about three-phase system. Then power we have seen, voltage levels. So voltage levels generally it is of two types. First is your line voltage, and then followed by your phase voltage. Okay. I hope we can have a stop at this. Okay, we can have a stop at this, and so you will be getting ready for the next class. Okay. I have covered nearly much topics. I have given many inputs to you. So it is better that you just recall these points. Okay, you just recall these points, and I'll be